Hi, welcome to Qi Gem. I'm Jem, and today I'm going to do a little Qigong exercise with you. Just a basic exercise to get you relaxed but energized, because you know the more relaxed you are, the more energy can flow through you. So we'll do a little bit of a soothing movement / nature visualization, and probably a couple harder moves to help strengthen your muscles too, since, you know, it's good to get moving a little bit. Hope you're all doing well. Let's get right into it. Hopefully before this, I would recommend you warm up a little bit, maybe do some stretching. I do have a video on that on my channel if you're interested. We'll do a few stretches here to warm up though. So let's start with a bow, feet together, right hand in left, and bow to open. Lower your hands to your dantian, right over left for men, left over right for women. If you're somewhere in between, just do what feels most comfortable. It should be fine. And then breathe in, open your hands, breathe out, lower your hands, and gently lower your knees so you can step out to shoulder width. So we'll want to be standing in our Qigong stance for most of the time. Again, I try to describe the Qigong stance at the front of every video. So knees loose, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward, tailbone lowered as if it's being pulled into the ground, as if there's a rod sticking into the ground straight from your spine all the way down into the earth. And then tucking your tailbone under your hips a little bit to straighten out that lower back. And then imagine a string coming from the top of your head, pulling your head up so that your spine is being pulled up and down at the same time, stretching it out, chin tucked back into the neck to straighten out the neck. Tip of the tongue just behind the teeth, where the back of the teeth meet the palate. And armpits open, shoulders loose, fingers open, and that is our basic Qigong stance. We're breathing mostly in through our nose into our dantian, which is our energy center, right behind the navel, or a couple inches lower depending on your center of gravity. But if you're just starting, you don't know too much about that, just picture a ball of energy, like a ball of bright white light, directly behind your navel, about 2 inches in, and that'll be good. Okay, so we'll be going to our Qigong stance for a lot of this. For now, we're just kind of warming up a little bit, so it doesn't have to be too strict. So we'll just circle our neck a little bit, going to lowering one ear to one shoulder, and then circling in the front, but don't go backwards so you don't strain your neck. Just kind of back and forth a little bit, slowly loosening that neck. Starting to slow your breathing. Starting to let tension flow out through the balls of your feet and letting it go into the ground. All right, we'll do some shoulder rotations, a few backwards, and a few forwards, starting to open those joints and muscles. And then stretch your hands out to either side. Go ahead and make sure your palms are facing upwards like this, pointing to the heavens. Turn your head to look at your middle finger and let your eyes follow it around as you go forward 5 times and then backward 5 times. Stretching your arms as wide as you can as you do this, and then turn to the other side and do the same thing. Watch the middle finger forward 5 times, backward 5 times, and lower your hands. And then we'll move on to our hips, opening those up a little bit. Make sure you have a firm stance. If for any reason you aren't able to stand and do these exercises, you can do them sitting down, laying down to the best of your ability. Just kind of try to move a little bit if you can at all. But even just imagining them in your head is of great benefit. So just kind of circling our hips around, imagining they're drawing a giant donut, leaving a space, a hollow space in the center. So we don't want to bend over too much when we do this. We just want to mostly be moving our hips, not any other parts too much. And then switch, going the other way. Just feeling those hip joints open, starting to flow energy through them. And then we'll go down. For those with knee pain, be careful with this next one, but bring your feet together. Lower your feet. Do not put weight on your knees with this. You'll be able to kind of surpass putting weight on your knees when you bend forward like this. It leaves them open. So put your hands over your knees and cup them just to keep the kneecaps warm. And then turn the knees kind of at the ankles, being very gentle if you have any pain in your legs. And then the other way, just kind of rotating, getting those knees moving, getting those ankles moving. And that's good. And then open your feet to hip width again and lower down, reaching to the ground. You can bend your knees, that's perfectly fine. And then inhale, rising up, straightening your spine as you do. Breathing in and then out as you reach up, 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 stretching towards the sky. Lift up onto your tippy toes if you're feeling good about your balance this morning. And then lower down. Inhaling heavenly energy through your body, letting it wash through and let it go back into the ground. All right, so that was our warm-up. And now let's get into some movements for you guys. So we'll start with a movement that is great for bringing together heaven energy and earth energy and is really good for digestion. So put one hand up level with your shoulders, the other one down about where your dantian is, a little bit lower would be good. Get into your Qigong stance, spine straight, and inhale as your hands come together and exhale as they go apart. We're going to be circling them, but in very, very small, more lines than circles, a very long oval, if you will. But as you come together, breathe in. As you go apart, breathe out. And do that for a few cycles. In, out, in, out. And we're circling them forward because our energy is coming up through the balls of our feet, up our legs, up our spine, over our head and skull, down the front of our face, down where that tongue is connecting to the teeth, and then down the front of our body to complete the cycle. So picture that as you're doing this, if you're able to. In and out. In and out. Last two, in and out. In and out. And then bring them back together, letting our hands go parallel to the ground and lower them down to clear that energy. Letting the energy flow down through the balls of the feet back into the earth. All right. Now for our next movement. Lift your arms up, breathing in, then turn the palms over, still breathing in, bringing energy into your heart, and then breathe out. So we're making big circles. Breathe in and out. In and out. Imagining two big discs in front of you, made of whatever you want them to be made out of, but drawing in energy. In and out. In and let those hands lower, settling that energy. Lifting your hands up one more time, breathing in and out. And let the energy go. All right. For our next movement, have your feet be perpendicular to each other for the most part. Your back foot angled about 45 degrees inwards. Your front foot facing forwards. Knees still loose. Spine still straight. In fact, we'll be facing this way. So turn your hips a little bit. Be mindful of your knee and ankle on the back foot. Just keep it loose and light, and keep your weight near the balls of your feet if you can. Okay, we're going to do a movement having palm up, leaning forward, and then we'll lean back, drawing in energy, and then turn the palm over so that it's facing the ground, breathing out as you lean forward. So breathe in, up, and then forward. The other hand can just rest on the hips. Imagine you're drawing in water, as if there's ocean water around your ankles and shins. Imagine that azure blue being drawn up into your hand and moved forward. This will help with your kidney energy, clearing and revitalizing that. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. Breathe in, breathe out. Lower that hand, turn to the other side gently. Same movement, other hand on the hip, your hand that's in front of you, drawing that energy in and out. In and out. Picturing that blue water and blue light being scooped up by your hand and drawn into your body. Moving your hips, moving your legs a little bit. And stop there, bringing the hands back together. Exhaling to clear that energy, letting it flow back out through the balls of your feet. All right. Now we're going to face the palms towards each other, lifting up our arms by lowering our shoulders. So inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. You can imagine your fingers are running along the trunk of a tree in front of you. Feel the bark beneath your fingertips as you run your hands up and down the tree, feeling the life force within it. Letting the life force of your own body mimic it. Becoming slow and steady and strong. Letting your body feel more and more relaxed. You can lower down your knees a little bit as you do this, up and then down. Lower your knees if your knees are feeling good today. We'll do 2 more. Picture that tree in front of you. Hear the silence of the forest. And draw that energy in and lower your hands down. Inhale and exhale. Sorry. Settling that energy. Okay. We're going to take a couple minutes here now. Stretch out your feet if you want to. I would recommend, let's roll our ankles a little bit, just to loosen them up a little after we've been doing a bit more exercises that focus on that earlier. And now we're going to do a couple minutes of standing meditation. This is an exercise that I find particularly useful. You can do this exercise anywhere from however short you want to do it to technically however long you want to do it, but a half hour is typically practiced by a lot of martial artists. This is called tree pose or standing on stake. It's a standing meditation. We'll just do it for a couple minutes right now. You should always start it if you've never practiced this before for a very short period of time, and then work up to it, building onto it. But I have found it to be one of the most useful practices in my Qigong experience. So get into your Qigong stance. Lower your shoulders to bring up your arms. and line up your fingers. Let your thumbs be behind your fingers, loose. Don't have them up. We're not doing a thumbs up, just let them hang loosely behind, also lined up. So you're forming a bit of an oval with your pointer fingers and thumbs. And then you can either close your eyes, open your eyes, or kind of have them, the best is to have them relaxed as if you're staring off into the distance, not seeing what's in front of you, but instead imagining big scenes of nature. So I'll do a few of those for you right now. Just try to stand and hold this position, keeping your shoulders and elbows as relaxed as possible. With this, if your arms are getting tired while we go, you can lower your hands, you can even drop them completely. If you need to sit down, sit down. Everyone has different tolerances, and if that's even a word, and they have a different level of tolerance, and it takes time to build up. So just do whatever feels right for you right now. So look off into the distance, keep your spine straight, and breathe as slowly as you can in and out through your nose, down into your dantian. Now picture big scenes of nature. Let's imagine we're in a giant field of grass. There are grassy hills all around us, stretching for miles and miles as far as you can see. Just rolling hills of grass blowing in the wind and the sunlight, flowers dancing in the wind. And then the scene switches, and suddenly we're hovering over the ocean, and giant waves are rolling underneath us, and we can see out to the horizon. Maybe it's a starlit night now instead of daytime, and constellations and scatterings of stars are all across the sky being reflected in the water. We hear the waves beneath us rolling in the starlight. And have you ever seen those waves that are illuminated by bioluminescent algae? They glow bright blue. We can picture those beneath us too. So see stripes of electric blue lit waves rolling beneath us in the night. Breathe in and out, picturing this. And then the scene switches again, and it's sunset. The brightest sunset you've ever seen. And the sun is lowering itself between a few mountains that are giant off in the distance. You see some snow capped on them, and the clouds in the distance and above you are radiant colors of yellow, orange, and pink, fading into the dusk of purple and black. Breathe in and out as the sun, a burning ball of red, slowly lowers itself behind the mountains, lighting up the snow as it does. Breathe in and out slowly. And then the scene switches again, and suddenly We're in front of a crystal clear pond with a waterfall falling in front of us from a tall, tall cliff. Plants line the edges of the waterfall, and all you see is green of the cliff. Green plants completely cover any face of rock. And the water tumbles down into the crystal clear pond. Breathe in and out. And then come back to your body and feel inside as it melts into all of these visualizations. Because we are made of the same stuff as nature, and we can melt into the cosmos and into the nature that we picture. Let yourself melt into nature and take a few breaths silently, trying to lower any walls around yourself, trying to melt into the environment around you for a few breaths. Take one last inhale and lower your hands down, letting your energy sink back into the earth. We'll do a couple more movements to finish off before our closing exercises now. Let's do just a classic marrow washing exercise. Washing our bone marrow is very important. It is one of the essences of qi in your body, and when you frequently wash the marrow, it will help clear your body of disease and let energy flow freely through you and help you to feel more relaxed and healthy in everything you do. So lower your arms, your shoulders, raising your arms up, breathe in, and then bring your hands together, almost together. Leave an inch between them, trying to feel tension between them as you raise up onto your toes, if you're able to, and then drop them. And again, breathe in, feeling energy come all the way up your body, raise up onto your toes, hands almost together but not quite, and let your hands dangle this time. We'll do that for the remaining ones. Breathe in. Up, 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 and down. Breathe in. Energy shooting up your body out to the heavens, out to space, and release, letting out that breath. Last one, breathe in. And let it go. Very nice. All right, for our last movement, we will do a spinal opening exercise. So lower your knees a little bit, and we're just going to raise our arms again, just as we did for the meditation earlier. Breathe in, turning as far as you can. Don't turn your knees if you can help it. Just turn at your waist. Breathe in. Releasing any pent-up emotion. Straightening your spine. Breathe out. And breathe in again. And then exhale to the other side. Straightening your spine. Breathe in. Other side, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out as you lower your hands down. Right, rub your hands together until they're warm. Wash your face 3 times with your hands, all the way over your hair and head. Circling, drawing in that energy. And then we'll pat down our arms and whole body. Start under your armpit, and what you want to do is have your wrist really flop, and you're lowering the full weight of your arm and hand as you hit yourself. And this is to pat energy into your muscle and bone marrow to relax it and to strengthen it. So up the inside of your arm, up the outside of your arm to your shoulder, starting under here, up the back, and then the front, and then down the front of your body, down your legs, down the outside of your legs, and then up the inside of your legs. Form fists and get your hips, get your tailbone. Use the back of your knuckles to massage your kidneys. And then pat energy into them. And hold your hands over them for a couple seconds. Just feel that energy going into your kidneys. And that's it for today's practice. So let's breathe in, drawing our hands back over our dantian, palm lining up with palm, bringing our feet back together. Circle around 8 times, getting smaller and smaller until you're right over your dantian, sealing that energy back in. This is where it's stored, so you want to store it here at the end of every practice. And let's bow. I hope you enjoyed that practice today. I hope you're all doing well. Have a wonderful one. Bye.